his eye. Nuts and bolts in the late night sky. Tinker's paradise built in the shed. Grease monkey keeps the gears in his head.
Okay guys, so this is the new project. I got a video a couple years ago. I was going to put a small engine in this thing and put it back on the road. So the plan is still going to be doing that now, and finally got the parts to do it. So we're going to be pulling out those front drive shafts because we're not going to be using those. And I got myself a Jeep, I forgot what it's called, a Jeep axle. It's a Dana 35, I think. So I got one of those because I got the same bolt pattern of the Oldsmobile and Ford Ranger. These are my Ford Ranger rims and tires on it. They were too big, so I'm gonna be switching them out to the smaller ones again. I got some donuts on it on the front right now. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is put that rear axle up under there, cut that one out because it's just a drag axle, like a trailer axle just going across. We're gonna cut that one out, weld that one in. Put the original tires back on it with the hubcaps, and we're going to run a drive shaft from the differential to a manual 5-speed Ford Ranger transmission, and that's going to come up through the floor here. I'm going to bang out that tunnel a little bit to make it wide enough to fit the Ford Ranger transmission. It's not too big, the transmission, but it's big enough. So it's just gotta come up about an inch on both sides to fit it. And then we have the shifter coming up. Yeah. We gotta cut a hole in the floor somewhere here. So we're gonna do that. And then up here, we're gonna have the jack shaft from the transmission running under there. You can see that, like, there's a hump up and down. We're going to run the little shaft from the manual transmission, a 1-inch shaft, all the way out to here. And that'll be a pillbox band holding the shaft on this end with a pulley for now, up to a 420 engine. So it's a simple engine. I run it in all my projects, so I'm going to do that. And there's tons of room for anything, like engine plates, yeah. I want to run an alternator off the engine, and I want to run a system in the wintertime off the exhaust, the hot exhaust, like encase the hot exhaust with a fan to blow hot air through the engine, no, through the cab, through the vents, to get it nice and hot. Yeah, so that's the plan. Now, for now, I'm gonna pump up these tires. They are low, drag it around up in here, and we're gonna roll down all the windows, and I'm gonna put a couple of straps around it, and then we're gonna flip it sideways to get to that tunnel underneath, because this car is very low. So yeah, I think that's the best bet. And then I can put that transmission in first. So let's go get the transmission and move this car. Okay guys, I got most of the car jacked up on the one side, tilted this way. Still got to go a little bit more. I got the transmission out. This is here. So pretty nice. So we're gonna be installing this under here. We're gonna remove that exhaust, and then it'll be the drive shaft running through there. To the differential will be under there. But we got to get that transmission up in here. So we're going to remove the exhaust and pound with a sledgehammer a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. It's going to sit down a bit because it have to mostly. But that's the way it's going to be. Little technique is engine hoist holding this. Chain hoist to this post, and a ratchet strap on that post just to support it. Then most of the weight is like somewhere here because there's no engine. But I'm going to hook the truck up and hook it on the top and then pull it over a little bit more. Just make it secure. I do have the tractor hooked in this so it can't roll forward, and I got the quad over there with a winch pulling it so it can't roll backwards. Okay guys, just got it all the way up. The most I want to bring it, I got some extra straps just to hold it from tipping. It's more safety. And then I got the truck here with the winch holding it this way, so yeah, should be fine. So now we get that transmission over here, measure it up, and start cutting some stuff off and welding some brackets up. So they're gonna go right up in here, right up in here. So that should be good. Okay guys, got the old guard out of there to give me some extra room. I rip it out, and then I took the grinder, cut a hole, and cut a hole in the carpet with a crisscross, so it'll just slide right up in there. This piece will go up in there, and this should be about flush with this. And then yeah, you're going to see how it fits up in there. And then if I need to, I will take the hammer and bang some of this in to make room for this, but I think it might fit perfect. Okay guys, got the transmission somewhat in there. Gotta make some mounts now. I got these two bolts. I had to take the other ones out up top so it would fit. But yeah, mount that on the front side to one of the bars, probably this bar, a little more thicker, or even this one, we'll see. And on the back side, we're gonna make coming off of here, a bar across. That we're gonna go back here to these areas to look the strongest, and then a little small like bar off these brackets. That should make it nice and solid on the back. I'm just gonna weld it in, not gonna bolt it because it's not gonna be coming back out probably. And inside the cab, this is where it looks, where it's coming out of the floor. In the correct location, so yeah, look like a proper shifter. Okay guys, just finish up the brackets. So this is what we're working with on the front side. Bolted it up. Some heavy duty angle iron, some 1/4 inch stuff. Hooked up to this bracket so I can take the bracket out with those 2 bolts anytime. And the 2 bolts here, they hooked up. So, and then on the back side here, a little bit ingenuity here. So we got this bracket tied into because this car is pretty rusty everywhere. And this bracket I tied into this bracket, and I got a big piece of C-channel with the 2 bolts to hold into the transmission so it's solid. And then on this side there was nothing hardy, so I put some strap and then I tacked it in. But yeah, this transmission is not going nowhere right now. So yeah. So what I'm going to do for noise and that stuff, up in that gap, like close to the gap, because you're going to be running, you're going to be sitting above this. And I got some spray foam. Going to shove some spray foam because this is a salt mounted transmission. Going to shove it up there and then spray it, and it'll be good for noise, vibration. Yeah. So guys, I made a little device. So I chopped this the end off, and this piece of 1 inch, and this is 1 inch, and this pipe, the inner diameter 1 inch. So I had to laying around. I chopped a chunk out of it like that. So what I'm going to do is slide it up into there, something like that, and then take this piece, slide it into here. I'm gonna put a nice taper on this piece. But yeah, that's a nice area to weld. And after I'm done welding it, I can slide this. I should be able to slide this piece back out and fully weld it. Then I'll grind it nice and smooth. And then I got a nice piece of pipe I'm going to slide all the way back on, and then weld on both sides to make it super strong. Okay guys, with that little trick, I got it lined up, perfect line, and I welded it up solid, and then I slipped this sleeve over top of it, and then I welded that solid as well. So there's no way it's gonna ever break. At least that part. So now I'm gonna line up a bearing in here and weld up a bracket somewhere up on this bracket here, coming down like an angle iron with a pillow block bearing or some type of bearing. So yeah. Okay guys, I found myself a bearing. It's very brand new, so nice and tight, heavy duty, and it's probably way better than the other ones. So I made myself a bracket, cut out the holes, drilled them out, and then I just gotta find some bolts to screw in, and I don't know, slide it up on that shaft and weld it in. Okay guys, got the bearing welded in. So that's pretty nice. Let me see if I can put the light on. Oh yeah. So you got it welded in. I can get it welded on the top after when the car down. But got it welded on this side too, so it couldn't saw it. So that's gonna be nice. It is in gear right now, so yeah. So I lowered the car down again before I run out of daylight, and be back with this tomorrow. Okay guys, day 2 working on the wagon. So we got the transmission in last night, lowered it back down. So we got the differential here. I'm gonna drag it over here, and we're gonna start tearing apart that differential. But first I wanna hop in here and see the shifter. It's always weird having the shifter here, and then you got a shifter here. Oh yeah, that feels good. And it go all the way up. I don't know if you can see that. It goes all the way up and it doesn't hit the dash or anything. I don't know if I'll keep this long, but I think it looked cool having it long. Okay. And the floor is nicely cut out. So the thing, I don't even think I need a boot, but yeah. Okay. Now I get to work on the differential back here. So we're gonna jack the car up, take off the wheels so I can access it more better, and yeah, go from there. Okay guys, got the car jacked up on jack stands. I got the tires pulled off, and the brake are not looking too healthy in there, but what can you do? These are really rough. Insides are still okay, but they're rough. Yeah, like a tons of brake pad left, but the rest of it look. Yeah. This is a pretty old car. So we're gonna take off the shock, these shocks, and that sway bar link, because I gotta cut it off this diff on this side here. It's like a track bar, I guess. It connected to the frame up there. It comes back here. So I'm gonna cut this piece off. Something like here, and so I can weld it on the other diff. And to unbolt the shocks. I'm gonna see if I can keep the entire this whole piece in here and just cut the axle out. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay guys, I got the shocks unbolted. Surprisingly, I just put a little bit of WD-40 and they loosen right up. Same with the track bar, it loosened up on the other side. So just sitting there. Load it down with the jack, and then the springs just pop out by themselves mostly. So yeah, I'm gonna cut off the emergency brake cable, because the whole emergency brake cable is rusted solid. We don't need that, but I will undo the brake lines before I cut this thing off. So yeah. Okay guys, almost ready to put the new one in. Got the old one ripped out, and I got these pieces cut out mostly around the axle. So this is the old one. It's still about 2.5 inches round, and this is about 2 3/4 around, so just a little bit bigger. But the way I cut with the grinder, it's gonna make it 2 3/4. So yeah, so I got to put it in there, jack it up, put it on jack stands into place, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, got the differential under there and all the brackets are cut off it. So yeah, just lining it up right now, making sure the gap in is perfect on both sides. Yeah, making sure the gap in on both sides, and we're going to weld it on. Make sure you keep your differential, I don't know if you can see it back there, like the piece that connect to the drive shaft, like the whole diff in there, make sure it's nice and straight, because if you don't have it straight, you're going to have issues with binding later on in the future. So yeah, and for oiling as well, because the oil, if you got it tilted up, the oil won't reach the pinion in there. So yeah, so now I'm just going to weld it up and then put everything back together, I think. Okay guys, got the welder out. I welded it up. I welded this bracket back on, attached to the track bar. I had to give it a little bend right there to clear the diff. And then twin shock mount right here. Now to weld back on. I don't know if we can get that. Then weld these. I got this truss bars back on. The shock is just sitting in there for now because I gotta put the spring back in. But I've seen on this side here a little bit rusty down in here. Focus. A little bit rusty down in here, so I'm gonna put a little bit of bracing up to reinforce it. That is holding the spring. So yeah, so this side is done. I did do the other side as well. Oh, I got this side all done too. This side is even stronger because a long time ago I put a piece of that in. So I kept that, so why not? It works, it works. The shock mount is welded on, but I didn't put the shock back because I wanted to put the springs back on. But I gotta reinforce that side before I do that. So yeah, I didn't get the brakes hooked up yet. I'll do that later. For now, I just gotta get a rolling chassis again. So now, okay guys, got the brackets welded up. I got a bracket underneath, piece of angle iron go underneath. So it fixes everything under there mostly. And then I got a bracket on the other side there, up the leaf spring to support this bracket. But yeah, I got both of the shocks on, the springs are in. The brakes are not connected still. So yeah, can't wait to drive this thing already. Gotta hook up the drive shaft next. But first I wanna get the tires over here and put the tires on. Okay guys, got some tires on it finally. Got little donut tires on the front. So right now we're running some 205s on the front, 14s. And on the rear we're running some 15-inch 195s. Okay guys, I took the grinder with a couple of wheels on it to like space it up. A couple cutting wheels. And I got a nice keyway carved in there. And so, got a key in there. I want to shove this 37. It got a 37 on it, so I don't know. So I'm going to put this pulley on it. It looks like a 12-inch round pulley. I'm going to shove that on it and hook a drill up to it and see how it drives. Okay, going to use the drill to power it with a belt. I'm gonna hold it. I got it in first gear, so let's see how it does. Okay guys, it moved like a full car length with the drill. But trying to hold that drill, it's so torquey you'd want to rip it out of my hand. So yeah. So now that all set up, I'm gonna put like I might keep that one for now. Until put the motor in and see how it does with the I don't know, that's like a foot round pulley. So see how it's done with that one. And I can go smaller if I need to. But yeah. Okay guys, not to get sidetracked or anything. Before I'm cutting that stuff off, I just hooked up the wiring. I couldn't get none of this wiring to hook up for some reason, but if I take a Milwaukee battery and hook it directly into the power, yeah, it's working. Got the signal going right now. Just checking all the lights and see if they work. But yeah, that one way to get power if you can't find out the power under the hood. Okay guys, as you can see, got the engine mounts out. Got that one, and then this one is out, and then the center like weight thing. And I decided to make a out of some 1.5 inch square tubing, 1/8 inch wall, like a nice little hoop that goes right over, and it's perfectly straight. So yeah, got that welded in, nice and solid. I'm going to add a engine plate to the top of it first. I can make it going to be about 14 to 16 inches this way. It's got a lot of rooms to play with. And then I'll add another brace from this brace down here up to the engine plate. Okay guys, got the engine plate welded in, plus the aqua support to make it look pretty cool, like a stair almost. So I welded the engine plate in first. It's got tacked on both sides, that's all it needs. And then on the bottom I tacked it in 4 spots onto this other plate. I welded onto the subframe, so it's really strong. So now I can put the engine up there and drill those 4 holes where the engine gonna go. So yeah, there's tons of space underneath for activities. I don't know if you can, there we go. So if we need to get in there to tighten those engine bolts, we can. Okay guys, just got it cut out with the drill and the grinder. So those are nice slots. So now I'm going to, oh, and I also put a coat of paint on it. Some white and dark blue. I don't have no gray right now, so that will do for now, just to keep it from rusting. So now I'm going to work on the clutch assembly. I'm going to go off to the side. Just a pulley system for now. Okay guys, working on the car again today. And I'm waiting for a package to come in, and it finally did. And we finally got a brand new engine. So you're going to be using not a Power Fist engine this time, it's a PowerPoint. It's another like Princess Auto knockoff from a Honda clone. So we're going to unbox it and take out the governor, fill it up with oil, and then install it in the car. So I seen it got this little divot this here a little bit, so I hope nothing got damaged. So yeah, I cut that. Oh yeah, break into it. Spark plug wrench, manual, piece of foam. Oh, great! Yes, it'll match the car. Oh, that's the shaft was sticking out on here, so she'll be fine. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Nothing in the box. Get that out of the way. Oh, look at this beauty. Ah, that smell, freshly smell engine. Freshly new engine smell. Never gets old. It look like in decent shape. No damage or anything. Yeah, it's just the crankshaft got hit. Come out of the box, but it'll be fine. Okay guys, just took the engine cover off. And I see, yeah, plastic gears. This is a plastic gear for the time. For the connecting, but I don't know if I like it that much. It's plastic. Like the Powerface engine, this is a steel one. Might have trouble with that later. But yeah, the only thing we're gonna get is this. This little guy here. We're gonna take him out. And that's mostly it. But yeah. The balancer's on there, so yeah. We'll see how it goes, how long this engine runs for. Okay guys, just got the governor off. Nice clean, make sure you get that wash on the bottom of it out. I took a couple of screwdrivers and it'll pop right off. So that good. So yeah, I'm gonna drain this oil out because I don't know if I trust it 100%. I'm gonna be using some okay guys, got the cover back on. Tighten down. Make sure you're doing a crisscross pattern for the bolts. Don't have to put no gasket seal because it's still like a brand new gasket on it. Then for the oil, I use some Pennzoil 1030, and I use some zinc additive, some STP oil treatment. So that'll keep these small engines running a long time. It just adds a little more zinc to the oil, so it'll lubricate and make things a little bit better. So yeah. Okay guys, gotta start it up and ready to run for about half an hour. I like to run them. And then yeah. Okay, let's see how many pulls it takes. I already got the choke on, the fuel's on. I turn the key on, make sure the positive and negative are not touching. Yeah, I say 2-3 pulls. One. Maybe that's too much choke. Sweet. Okay. I'm ready to run for a bit. Okay guys, just working on the clutch pedal under the dash. And I'm looking because of the brake. The emergency brake is not, the cord is gone. So I was thinking I can use the emergency brake as the clutch. So what I'm going to do, the cable already cut off on the bottom. And the release is right here. I'm just going to disable that. So it'll come back up. And I was looking up here where it bolts up. There's a bolt up here. I don't know if you can see it right there. There's 2 bolts up there, one on both sides, and then there's a bolt right down, right there. You can see it. But you take those out, I can move this whole assembly over. about 4 to 6 inches over here. There's room, and I can use that assembly as a clutch on here next to the brake pedal. Okay guys, got the clutch out of the car right now. I got the cable. Even the cable is in pretty good shape because it stays in the car, this piece. It's just the end I cut off because it was so rusty. But yeah, the brake or emergency brake cable is, I cut all the pieces out. There's a whole bunch of crap in here with the clicker I cut out. So now it just act like a normal pedal. You have to pull and push the cable in and out. So I can work with this now. So I'm gonna mount this back in the car, but over about 4 inches over. You can see the original bolts right here. I'm planning on moving it somewhere like over here. So, okay guys, got the pedal in. As you can see, it's pretty lined up with the rest. So it goes all the way down. I got an adjuster right here. So I can adjust it where to stop because I don't want it to go all the way up. So yeah, so got that there. Now on the outside I got to run through the cab. Just drill a hole. This cable here, it goes under the steering. And I can just cut it to length, whatever I need. So yeah, I got the bolts. I'm going to put the engine in and bolt it in. And then we can... Okay guys, just got done doing the pulleys. So I choose a 6-inch pulley to go on the motor. And I choose a 10-inch pulley to go on the differential. So I'm taking that 14-inch pulley off. I'm putting this 10-inch. It'll gain a little more speed. And I think it'll do like 90 with the gear ratio. But I don't know if the engine even will power that, so we'll see how that goes. And we're going to put that engine on now. Okay guys, got the engine bolted in. And I switched the pulleys out. So we got the 6-inch on the engine, and then I got the 10-inch on the transmission down there. Let's see if I can sneak it in here, but yeah. Got the collar on there to hold it on. And there's a piece of pipe on the back to hold it in the right position. I got it squared up so it's perfectly aligned. So now we're gonna get a belt for it. I got this, what is it, a 49-inch. I think I calculated it out to be a 50. Yeah, this is 49, so a little bit too tight. I tried it already. So I think a 50-inch belt would fit on there nice. And then we're gonna hook up the clutch. But I'm gonna use this to test where the clutch needs to go. Okay guys, got the throttle linkage hooked up. This is the throttle linkage coming out of the car. It goes into the block there. And then it goes around to a spring, and then that spring connects to the linkage there. And then this spring keeps it back. Keep it in idle mode. So yeah. And then on the clutch side, I do have the clutch installed. Just a pulley with a pivot on a nice greasable bushing there, and that runs onto his brace I welded on. So nice and strong. And then I got a cable. I got a bracket welded on here. Got the clutch pedal, clutch cable going up here, and then that goes across to a couple cable clamps hold that in place. So yeah, so I'm gonna fire it up and see if it drives out. But it is stuck in the hole right now, so it might drive. I don't know, it might not. if I can go up this hill.